Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I haven't checked the views yet. I don't have high hopes for a lot of people finding this channel, staying clean. I haven't checked them yet. I came to this conclusion. I came to quite a few conclusions, though. But first of all, I got to do a better job at working on this channel, staying clean. I only have like 103 subscribers on here. On my original channel, I just hit 3,700. I'm still getting subscribers. I'm still getting views. I'll get to that more in a second. But I got to do a better job of working on this channel a little more. And this is the first time I did videos here since the last time I had strikes on YouTube, exactly a year ago. And then if you go before that, it's another year before that. So I got to just go. I have to stop just paying attention to this channel just like once a year when I get in trouble. Okay, I got a great video for you guys today. It's Lauren Boebert, the video that got me in trouble. Here's the goof. That video is still up. Okay, like the YouTube, they don't tell me much, but they tell me that I violated their community standards, and the reason they have community standards is because they are protecting the community. I guess from people making videos like me. They don't say that. They're actually pretty good about this. They're actually pretty good. They say most people only get one strike and they don't do it intentionally, which is my situation. And this video is still up. I'll talk more about that in a second. All right, so Lauren Boebert, she's on One America News. And she's defending herself against getting kicked out of the theater. And it is just the biggest. I'm going to be nice here. I'm going to call it disinformation because I could call it a load of BS or a bunch of other things. But it's so ridiculous. And who she blames. And they both, the reporter and Lauren Boebert just sit there and they're totally serious. Like that it's the media's fault. And it must be those liberals in Denver. That's the reason, because she was just excited. She was just an excited person watching a show. That's all it was, And these, and the reporter goes, "I know how those liberals are. They must have recognized her. It's that mega girl." Seriously, he says that, and that's why she got kicked out. Not the handsy stuff or the vaping or any of it. She skips over all that stuff. She admits. This reminds me of what I used to do. This reminds me of exactly what I used to do when I was in addiction. I'd lie constantly, but the way I lied is I'd own up to one or two things that I really couldn't deny. I'd fess up. I'd make it sound like I'm fessing up. Like, okay, I did this. But then I would cover up the other stuff. It's like telling half truths. I used to do this all the time in addiction. And that's exactly what she's doing in here. And it's the biggest piece of disinformation I've ever seen. Okay, the clip is down below. It's from Twitter. It's a One America News clip on Twitter. And it starts off by saying, Lauren Boebert's saying that there's so much else going on in the news right now. Kevin McCarthy trying to impeach Biden. She lists the government shut. All this stuff is the crazy stuff that Republicans are doing. The government shut down. Oh, and then she says Zelensky is threatening to send Ukrainian. What is it? The Republicans and the conservatives have. What do they have against war refugees from Ukraine? Even people around me in my family are all every conservative person in my family is all up in arms about the Ukrainian people. And I tell her, it's like, I'd expect this from you if they look different than you. But these people look, because, they look exactly like you. And the people in my family are like, no, they don't. They don't look like anything like me. That. Anyway. Okay, so she says there's so much else going on in the news right now. And she lists these things. And then the reporter goes, that's what the media does. That's what the media does. That's what they do. And this always amazes me because does he not realize that he is the media? Oh, wait. They're talking about the liberal media. Is that what it is? So it's just one section of the media that does this. People like him never do stuff. They never center on one news source like the Hunter Biden laptop or anything like that. They never do that. Anyway, so Lauren Boebert goes on to say, she was just being a little eccentric, and what was the other word? Oh, she's overtly animated. And she was singing along and having a great time. And they came along once and they tried to tell her to calm down, which she did. She toned it down a little bit. See, this is the whole half-truth thing. She skips over all the other stuff where she's got her hands. Well, I gotta be watching. I'm not gonna make a second mistake here. You know where her hands were, and you know where her date's hands were. They told her to settle down, and so then the reporter goes, he blames it. Now he blames it. He says, you know what? This is Denver, and it's liberal Denver. So some people must have recognized you and said, oh, that's that MAGA girl. And then he goes, I know how they are, those liberal. So it kind of sounds like she's insulting her own constituents, the people of Denver. That they're liberal, and they must have ratted her out for being overtly animated. That's what it's called when you're getting all handsy. But she's overtly animated and eccentric. No, I don't. I got some other things I can't say here, but I got some other words for what she was doing. And then the reporter goes, the media could take a flying, you know what. And he says it just like that, So, but then I thought about that, a flying. So what's the word he's trying to? I get it, the F word, right? The media could go take a flying. That's not what you usually say, though. You usually say, I don't give a flying F, right? That's So he's using anyway. This is kind of semantics, but he's using the wrong term here. He's saying the media could go take a flying F when usually you say, I don't give a flying F, but. That's the least of the things that he said. The two of them, and they just sit here and pretend it's all the liberal people of Denver, and the media, which apparently he doesn't believe that he's part of, even though he's a reporter on One American News. He's a commentator on One American News. He's not part of the media. So that's it. The clip's down below. All right, let me talk about this now. I filed an appeal yesterday. It looks like the date that they gave me this strike, it's for 7 days. I have one strike. It'll be gone in 3 months. It'll be erased, and I'll be back at the beginning again. It's for sexual content and nudity, which I don't get. I rewatched that video, and that's another thing. They didn't take this video down. Like I said, YouTube says that they have these algorithms because it was the weekend too. So I really think this was an algorithm. They say in the article, the piece that they gave me to read, the information they gave me to read, that algorithms do a lot of this checking because there's millions of YouTube channels. So a computer spotted something it didn't like. I don't know if it was the picture I used for the thumbnail. That's the only thing I can figure, because I go back and I go through that video and there's nothing I haven't said before. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes they skip over things that I've said that I think are more that I would think would be more offensive or more violating the guidelines, but they don't pick on those. So then I start feeling relaxed and I start saying it more, these things more often, pushing the envelope, and then all of a sudden they do this. I actually tried to change the thumbnail yesterday. I actually changed the title of the video, which they didn't have any problem with. I took out the word dates. She used her hand on her dates burger. I'll just say that. And I took out the word dates. I changed it around a little bit. They allowed me to do that, but they didn't allow me to touch the picture at all, the thumbnail. And they say in the notice they gave me, they say that the offenses, they're trying to protect the community from my terrible content, or the computer is trying to protect the community from my terrible, offensive community content. And it was removed. And last I checked, it's still there. It's still racking up views. I'm still getting revenue count on it. I'm, exactly how much money I'm making on it. I got all that stuff. So everything's still on. I think I'm going to do a video later on today. I really want to talk about this more. Whether or not I should point out this fact. It's one of those situations again, is should I point this out and talk about it? That apparently they made a mistake. They were, in my punishment, that they were supposed to take this video down, and they haven't. And should I talk about that? And I got a good, it kind of goes back to me turning in that cell phone. Should I do the right thing and point out mistakes? Because in the future, the mistake might not benefit me. That's the way I look at this. So I'll talk more about that in the future. But last I knew, the video is still up. So that, so I get this notice saying that they're protecting you guys, the community, from my offensive video. And they took it down and punished me for a week. Except they didn't take the video down, and everybody's still watching it. And it got like 100 views yesterday, and comments, and I'm still earning money off it. So I don't know who's being protected. I'm being punished for a week, but nobody's being protected. That's the bottom line here. And I thought long and hard about talking. Should I talk about this, or should I just, because obviously it benefits me. I'd much rather have that video still up than taken down, because I'll lose money, I'll lose views. I'll probably even lose subscribers. And should I talk about it or not? And of course, I think the right thing to do is talk about it, because in the future, it might not be a mistake that benefits me. It might be a mistake that hurts me. And that shouldn't be the only time people speak up, is when it's something that, that they should only do the right thing when it doesn't benefit them. That's my thoughts on this. So I'm going to be back later, definitely with more videos. You guys have a great Monday.